Hey, what's up? I'm Joel Madden, and this is Artist Friendly. On this episode, I'm talking with musician, rapper, singer-songwriter, content creator, and music producer, Nothing Nowhere. Let's go.
I don't want no bad times. I don't want to have bad.
It's big business over here.
That's how it works, man.
That's what you guys do.
It's perfect.
Yeah, I was just
mixing
saying,
it up.
I haven't been here because I recorded like an album here. I recorded a lot here, and like I was just telling everybody in the crew, like this is my favorite place in LA to go, because as soon as you step in here, it's like, okay, I can breathe. You know, you have like the art. As soon as you can't, I don't know what candle you got going in the reception area, but it's amazing.
We got candles, we got incense, we got body oil.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, dude. Do you ever?
Oh, I wear oil, bro.
Yeah.
I don't wear cologne.
Really?
Because
that's
it's
like the meta.
It's more like it sinks in your skin, and then you don't have to. It stays on you if you wear it enough. I wear this like. So there's a place you can go and mix your own oils and stuff, and I have like a wood. What else is in it? I have the ingredients because I copied a thing a scent that I liked.
Yeah.
And it's like a candle or something.
Yeah.
But you know, like diptyque candles and D&L.
You gotta put me on.
My wife put me on actually originally to like good candles, like nice ones.
Yeah.
Anyways, so oil is a thing.
I'm like a weird like Vermonter, and like all I use is like Tom's of Maine, like deodorant, and then like that's it. But like I'm getting more into the scents. You know who got me into crazy scents is Travis Barker.
Oh wow.
He in his studio, he has like this like amazing like just vibe in there. It's kind of similar to this, but like there are these little like pinion like just really earthy like incense. They come in these blocks, and then you have this black sand that you put in. I was like, dude, I think
we use the same thing.
Yeah.
Here.
Okay. That explains why I'm like,
they're like these little like things that you light them.
Isn't it crazy how much like a scent can just like
scent
put you
at everything?
It's everything.
Yeah. I always thought Travis looked like he smelled good.
He does.
Because you know he looks clean.
Super clean.
There's nothing like cleanliness. You look really clean, by the way.
You think so?
Yeah.
Thanks, dude. Yeah, thanks. I actually showered this morning.
Yeah, but but it's not just a shower.
Yeah.
It's a routine. It's like I put on my oil. I put on a specific deodorant. I comb, even though I wear a hat every day, I comb my hair until it's dry. Basically, like it's like a meditation almost. Like, but I have a routine that I do every day and every night, depending on X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
I always have a shower routine at night, and then face lotion and stuff. But in the morning, the shower routine's different because it's quick, get out the door type thing.
Was it always that way, or did things drastically change once you met your wife?
I believe it was always that way as soon as I had money.
Yeah. Okay.
Because I think I grew up with factors I couldn't control. And I think I talked about it in therapy.
Yeah.
I think a little bit of my OCD around, I want to say OCD is an extreme word because I know there are people out there suffering from like real OCD. I was actually talking about this with Patrick from Movements.
Shout out Pat. Yeah.
I love him.
He's the man.
And he's got OCD, but he's got real OCD. Like he has things. So I'm not saying that I have that because I feel like people are like suffering from like a condition where it challenges their life. This is more like idiosyncratic control things because I think growing up I had things I couldn't control. Money, where we had to move, we had to like get evicted, move, live with someone from church, live in a basement of someone's house, move to here. It was like there was these weird periods where we like fell on hard times. And we would have to live with people. And I was like, all my stuff was in a bag. And we like slept on the floor. And it was like kind of just dirty.
Yeah.
And I just remember feeling like, or there was like, we had to cook on like a hot plate. And it was like, it
like
smelled,
a George Foreman?
Like a hot plate, like a flat, like surface cooker stove.
Yeah.
And it would like smell a little bit. And you'd be like, so your clothes, or you'd wear the same clothes. But you're young, so you don't know anything else. So you kind of like don't make sense of it till you go to school and someone like makes fun of you or says something. and then you start to become conscious of it. And like over that experience, when I got to my own adult life, I went out as soon as we could. We left home, and I think we were actually getting evicted or something again. And we were like, we're out. And we like literally like walked down a road, got into the world. Everything I had was like clean. And not to say my mom didn't keep a clean house. Like she kept clean houses. That wasn't that. But I felt like overly like control freak about like my clothes, the way I smelled, shower 3 times a day.
Yeah.
Like, weird. I don't know. So I think it's something like that.
Yeah. Well, also like, like having that scarcity mindset from when you're growing up in like an underserved, underprivileged kind of environment. It's just very interesting too. Like, I wonder if those things, you know, maybe like a certain smell or a certain way that a room looks is like it's a politicized word maybe now, but it's a trigger. It's real. Like it's a trigger. You know what I mean? And triggers are real.
Triggers are real.
Bro. Yeah.
There's nothing political about that for me.
It's insane. Yeah. Like
people trigger me.
Straight up. Yeah. And like there are like, like I have panic disorder too. And there's like, there's been things that I've been around when I had a panic attack. Like one time I had such a bad panic attack and I was eating like, you know, it's like jasmine rice or whatever.
Yeah.
I avoided It's great. It's great. Yeah. And I avoided jasmine rice
Good for you too.
For 3 years.
Oh, wow.
Because I was like, it's going to trigger me or whatever. You know what I mean? So that's all real. It makes sense that like you'd want to be like, yo, this is what it was growing up. Like, this is not what it is anymore.
And it's how you carry yourself.
Yeah.
It's how you carry yourself. I don't care what you have. Yeah. If you walk in the room and you carry yourself like you're worth something.
Yeah.
And you can't just have me. I'm not free.
Yeah.
I'm not poor.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
I think that's like a learned thing too.
Yeah.
And it's not like, I know a lot of guys, I'm sure you do too, because obviously being in the industry, like that are kind of just born with that. You know what I mean? But I also know a lot of people like me too, you know what I mean? Where it was like, I had to get to a point and be like, no, man, like I deserve to be here. I deserve to like be playing the show. Like this isn't a fluke. You know what I mean? Like I worked hard, you know?
And you're you.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the thing is like, why would you put anyone above you or below you?
Yeah, exactly.
Right? You don't get to be anyone else. So why not be you?
Yeah.
And own it and love it and then find out what you can do in relationship to you.
Yeah.
Not exactly. I want to be him.
No, because that's never going to work.
No, and we had to learn the same thing. I think I just met some people or something that affected me, like where I saw someone who had real confidence, but it was like real confidence.
Yeah.
Where they were just like good.
Yeah.
With themselves.
Totally.
And then I just started really learning how to be that myself.
Yeah, and it's like embracing your flaws too, and like and embracing like the parts of you that like you kind of aren't extremely fond of. You know what I mean?
And you can like kind of like laugh at it,
exactly,
and accept it. And
like that's another like this year's in particular, these past 2 years, it's like I think for years too. I mean, I don't know if Good Charlie was like this or whatever, but I took myself so seriously for so long. Like everything was like the most serious thing to me, and then as I got older I was just like, you know, like it's not that serious, you know, like it's okay to like be cringe sometimes. It's okay to like let go and like, you know, just be you and like try different things, you know. It's just a funny thing, especially starting out like in music. Like I think I was trying to be someone else, you know what I mean, because I didn't believe in myself the way that I should have. So I was like, well, here's one dude that's doing it. I'm going to try and be like them. And that never worked. The only time it ever worked was like when you let go and you were just like, well, hey guys, this is me. Like, take it or leave it, you know?
Yeah, I think that's all like part of the process of like, I think in our minds before we get validation, however we get it, whether it's like over years on the road or enough records put out or enough got signed, got dropped, got signed again, got dropped. Like you get validation over time. You start to realize like, oh, this isn't anything what I thought it was. And it's more than I thought it was. And it's all the different things in every different direction. You start to realize like, oh, it's all kind of like the fantasy of making it.
And what is that? You know what I mean?
And
what
then
is
there's
making
real
it?
life.
Yeah, exactly.
Where I'm actually kind of like the metaphor of like just putting bricks in the wall every day and stacking bricks and working and chopping wood, carrying water. is a little bit more real. Like if you worked on a farm and you were like planting things, growing things, building things, plowing fields, taking care of animals. That's kind of what a career feels
Sounds like
like.
my day at home right
You know
now.
what I mean?
Dude. Yeah.
Do you live on a farm?
Well, we have like chickens and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where do you live?
In Vermont.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Vermont's
yeah.
great.
It's cool.
It's beautiful.
It's beautiful, and I mean, if you're not a fan of the winter, it's probably not the place for you. Like I flew out here like 3 days ago in the morning. Like you'd think it's spring, but the morning I left, it was still like 19 degrees.
Right. It's still winter.
Yeah, and I broke my finger just on my driveway, just busting my ass, like just on some ice.
Just slipped.
This is winter's last
Oh,
laugh.
you broke your finger.
Yeah, dude. So, and I'm about to tour. Like we're going to tour the end of April, and I've just learned how to play guitar like this. It's
Wow.
like, it is what it is. But yeah, like Vermont's cool. It's just cold. It claims bones. You know what I mean? But it's chill.
But it's like, that's kind of what a career is like.
It is. Yeah,
Just working,
it is.
trying. And
Yeah.
And I think when we come in, we don't give ourselves credit. We think we don't think we know. We don't think we have answers. We think someone else knows better than us. All the people that have been here longer than us, they seem like they know more than us. But like at the end of the day, I think instincts are everything.
You've told me this before, like many years ago too. I distinctly remember kind of when I first started coming out to LA, and I met you and Benji and Josh and everyone. Like I remember you guys talking to me, kind of giving me a pep talk and being like, like the guys at the label, like look at what shoes they're wearing. I was like,
I say that one a lot.
you said exactly, and you told me that, and you're like, would you let that person, tell you how to dress?
Would you let them dress you?
Would you let them dress you?
You're cool, man.
And I was like, no.
I bet not.
So then you were kind of like, obviously you're like, so why would you let them, tell you how to do your thing, like with music,
Yes.
Yeah. And it's like, I've never heard it boiled down like in that form before. Like it's in such simple terms, you know what I mean? Like, it's just like, we as artists are kind of conduits, and we can tap into things, and we were born this way. We're extra sensitive. And there's a reason why we got into this, is because we do it and we have sort of a knack for it. You know what I mean? And some guy who maybe knows how to like market stuff or whatever, sure, you're good at that, but I don't know if you know how to like really make a song that grips you in a certain way. You know what I mean? That's just that feeling you get in the studio. There's a difference.
I always thought you were cool too. When I met you, I was like, I hope no one fucks with his cool. Because you have a very subtle, nice, friendly, cool disposition.
Well, same, dude. That's why I probably learned it from you guys, like growing up.
Nah,
right?
you had it. You had it natural. And I see new kids come sometimes, and it's like, remember Adam Sandler when he's shaking the kids going, don't go to high school.
Oh yeah.
Like, I feel like I'm saying that
Dude,
to like
yeah.
to the artist. When I see him, I'm like, don't ever grow up. Because what makes us special is the kid before
Yeah.
anyone told us we could do it. The kid who thought, I think I could do that. And then he tried really hard, and he had his imagination, and he told his friends, and he would just go up to people and say, I'm in a band, check us out. And it was honest. That's the kid I want to meet.
Yeah.
Not the person who knows everything and has had all these hits and will tell you how to have a hit. And I'm not saying they're wrong, and I'm not saying you can't learn. We all learn from each other, but it's the coolest one is the kid who is honest.
Yeah.
Whatever that means.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like you've been on the journey now since we met to now. I've been on it. We had to find our way back to the kid.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Yeah.
And then I had to like strip myself of any need to be successful, to get to what do I want to do? What is my dream? And then go after it honestly, so that I can actually be honest about it and do it, and fight against the urge to think about, what are people going to say? What do people think?
Yeah.
Is this cool?
Yeah.
I mean, this show's been a whole journey of that. Like it took me 5 years to start this show.
Yeah.
Because I was so worried. Who's going to listen?
It's a fear of being perceived.
Yeah.
And that's that I've struggled with that like immensely. Like, like when I started my career, I started as a faceless project. You know what I mean? And I had such a massive fear of being perceived. And it takes years, as you know. It's like And then it's just at the end of the day, you're like, who am I trying to impress, dude? Like people I don't know, like on Instagram. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and like, what is sustainable for me to live my life and do what I love?
Yeah, exactly.
And then where do I want to live? Oh, I want to live in Vermont.
Yeah.
Great. Like
Yeah.
to me, that sounds amazing.
Yeah. It's cool. Yeah, it's cool. It's like, I love it. You know what I mean? But I would never sit here and be like, everyone would love this. You know what I mean?
No, it's a flavor.
Yeah, it's a frozen tundra in the middle of, like, I have
Ben and Jerry's.
We got Ben and Jerry's. There's less than 2,000 people in my town. There's there's a post office / town clerk's office, and that's the only building.
What do you do there? Do you ever go there?
I went there to vote. I went there for a little land dispute. I own 10 acres. And
what was the dispute over?
It was just like someone needed an easement to get on their 20 acres. And I was like, yeah, sure. No worries.
So you were cool about it?
I was cool about it. I didn't want to be an asshole. Yeah. You know what I mean? I was like, yeah, dude, so long as you don't ruin the dirt road or whatever, it's cool, you know? Yeah. And they're like, all my neighbors, like they all make like 65, 70,000 gallons of sap every year for maple syrup production. And it's like, yeah, it's out there. My neighbor's cool. Syrup. Shout out my neighbor, Jeff. He comes and he brings me on his tractor. He'll just like plow my driveway for free. And
that's cool.
It's cool, man. But like,
you have animals?
Yeah, I got chickens, got cats, no like goats or anything.
I have 2 cats.
Dude, they're cool. One of my cats is like a crackhead, but she just like bites the shit out of me.
How many cats do you have?
She have 2.
Oh, okay.
You have 2?
2, yeah, 2 girls.
Yeah, I have 2 girls too.
Yeah.
Are they chill or do they?
They're not chill at all.
Yeah.
One of them is a real kind of queen.
Mm-hmm.
She runs the house.
Yep.
And then her name's Tiger Lily.
Mm-hmm.
We call her Teagues. And the other one is Lavender Bumblebee. I did not name these cats.
The kids name them?
The kids and Nicole's. She kind of, I feel like she plays jokes on everyone by giving these animals these fucking names so that you have to say them.
Yeah, it's like when you go out to eat or something and they're like, let me get this sultry, sweet sunset surprise. You're like, can I just get this?
Yeah.
Do I have to say that?
And they're both like dumpster cats. Like they came out of the freaking gutter and like we did not need cats. They came and then Nicole's like, they came to us from the universe. And I'm like, no, they didn't.
They came from the dumpster behind Chick-fil-A, dude.
And you fed them.
Yeah.
And they need to live somewhere and you've offered them our house.
Yeah.
And now they're a part of our family. But and they're, you know, it's funny because I said no to both cats and no one listens to me. So I'm like, no, we have 2 dogs.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, we're not having cats. And then on the first one I said no. Literally like God only knows where this cat came from. And then she gets in the family and then it's like lovely. She's like, everyone loves her, you know, it's family pet, the kids.
Yeah.
And then the next cat comes, we were moving and the movers said she jumped out of the moving truck and like, they were like, she must have been in the garage. And I was like, no, you had 12 fucking kittens and you've been shilling them on everyone for the last 3 weeks. I guarantee you it was some like get rid of the kittens scam.
Nice.
I'm sticking with that.
Yeah.
I'm not a cynical person, but
yeah,
I wasn't born yesterday. And and then over the years, the last few years, somehow I became their favorite person and they just both like hair on me.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
Yeah. Yeah, they're cool. Yeah, one of my cats is like super like scared of everything, and my other cat's just like a demon.
Same.
Yeah, absolute demon.
The younger one, she's scared. The older one is the demon.
Okay, mine's reverse.
Okay.
But yeah, like we live out in the country and stuff, so we have a lot of mice, like and like in our woodshed and in our basement and stuff. It's like you live out there, you're gonna have mice, and unfortunately. Or fortunately, I don't know, my cat, who's the demon, will find a lot of mice. And sometimes in the middle of the night, I'll be asleep and she'll drop a dead mouse on my face. Sometimes they'll be alive as well. So it was traumatic, and we had to start locking them out.
That's terrible.
It's insane.
That's
yeah,
awesome.
it's actually insane. They're indoor cats too, and they're still like murking mice. So yeah, we brought our chickens in one day to see if like they'd be cool with
Did
them.
any of them die?
The chicken, yeah, we've got a ton of chickens die.
Yeah, we
chickens.
have too.
Yeah, you have chickens too?
We have chickens.
What?
Yeah.
Why don't we? Okay, what kind?
In my
do you-
backyard.
Yeah, same. What kind of?
I didn't choose the chickens. Like
Yeah.
she wanted chickens.
Well, the chickens came from like the people I bought the house from. They're like, "Do you want the chickens?" I
yeah,
was like,
chickens
yeah.
are great if you live on a farm.
Yeah. Where do you? So you guys have
We
a coop?
live in Beverly Hills.
You got bougie chickens.
We have a big ass. We have a
They got
custom,
Gucci tracksuits.
Let me tell you something. We had so where I'm from, you could build a chicken coop for a couple $100. You can get get a kit.
Yeah, we did like
and-
$400.
Right.
Yeah.
Couple $100. You get it $400. You get a kit, you build it, it's a chicken coop. And that's actually like what you should have for your chickens. In my mind, when my wife said, I'm gonna get a chicken coop.
Yeah.
Do you mind? I'm gonna get a chicken coop. I was like, sure. And I show up and there's like 4 guys building this like custom, it looks like it's gonna be like a guest house or something.
Like the Taj Mahal.
They're like building the structure, and I was like, "How big is this thing going to be?" It's out in the corner of our yard. So we don't have we don't have an acre. We have it's a decent sized yard, but for LA, it's like But it's I don't know. I didn't see a chicken coop there like a big one. I thought it was a small one would be like normal, like 8x10 or something.
Yeah,
it's bigger than that.
No
So
way.
I was thinking like 8x10.
No
chicken
way,
wire,
dude.
Eat simple in the corner.
Nice.
Out of the way. I get home and there's like posts and it looks substantial.
Whoa.
And I said, what's it? What are you guys doing? And they're like, oh, we're building the chicken coop. And I was like, this doesn't look like a chicken coop to me. Looks like guest house or something.
Airbnb.
And so they end up building this beautiful structure where a guest house could be. I've said this for years. I said, wouldn't it be nice if we had a guest house? We could build it right there where the chicken coop is. And we have this argument all the time. But so they finished the chicken coop. It was very expensive. When I got the bill, I was like,
crazy.
I really should have managed this project.
Crazy.
I did not. It was a lot of, I completely overlooked.
They're living the life though.
Well, yeah, now all of them are dead, but 2.
I have 2 left too.
There's
I have
2
2 left,
chickens.
too.
We
Yeah.
have very parallel lives.
It's insane.
Yeah.
So okay. I love chickens. Or do you know what kind of breed they are off the top of your head or not?
There was a silky.
Yeah.
There was a, I don't know, what was the other ones?
They got like Wyandottes. They got like Buff Orpingtons, Rhode
No.
Island Reds,
No.
Barred Rocks.
No.
Yeah, dude.
Silky was one that stands out.
Yeah, they got the crazy hair, or
Uh-huh.
whatever. Yeah, I have 1 Buff Orpington, 1 Wyandotte, and yeah, that's the thing that people don't realize is chickens love to die.
They die.
They're insanely good at it.
And like things kill them.
Yeah,
Like a squirrel dug a hole and killed one of ours, a squirrel.
Yeah. Do you do the hardware cloth underneath?
Yeah,
and
now
stuff?
we do.
Yeah,
Got
yeah.
2 of them.
Yeah. We had to hardware cloth our entire outdoor run, and we have a motion sensor light, and we have like the automatic door and everything.
Yeah.
because we have bears and we have raccoons and
Yeah, you guys have
hawks and owls.
Foxes.
Yeah, it's crazy. I used to free range them until like they just started dying. I was like, we're not doing this. Like, yeah.
Yeah. So now that there's only 2 left, we've made a deal. So once these 2 die, we're done.
Literally, my girlfriend and I, it's the same thing.
Hmm.
It's the exact same thing. But like our oldest chicken's like 5 years old, and she's the one who's lived the longest.
Our oldest is like 7.
Yeah. You see those TikToks of like all the cottagecore people like romanticizing it and stuff. It's like, I love my chickens. Like they're my pets. I love them, but they're
chickens.
They're shitheads. There's so much work. It's like, and I will.
And
if there's
do you
any
eat
takeaway.
chicken?
No, I'm vegan.
Oh, you're vegan?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So I don't eat them.
Are you vegan by moral practice or vegan by dietary needs?
Certainly moral practice. Yeah.
So you love animals.
Yeah.
And you thinking of an animal being killed so that you could eat makes you feel like terrible.
Yeah, that's a good way to paraphrase.
Okay.
Paraphrase it. Yeah.
It shows the depth of your like sensitivity.
I'd like to think so. Maybe. I don't know. It's kind of like second nature now. You know what I mean? It's been like 14 years. So it's kind of like all I know at this point, you know?
Billy from Good Charlotte is vegan.
Oh yeah, really?
Big time,
I
yeah.
didn't know that. Shout
Yeah.
out Billy.
I think for the same reason too.
Yeah, it's
Very
cool.
sensitive to that
Yeah.
idea of like something suffering so that he could
Yeah.
eat is I think it hurts his soul.
Yeah, it was just that's definitely something that I was really interested in. I went vegan like 2011, and like I had never met a vegan person in real life, and of course I was in Burlington, Vermont, which is like hippie central, and like met my first vegan, and I'd never thought about it. Ended up watching some lectures by like this vegan rights activist, or this animal rights activist, Gary Yourofsky, and just like was like, all right, I'm gonna give this a try, and gave the chicken in my freezer to my roommate at the time in college, and then that was a wrap. But
That's nice.
yeah, dude, it's dude, especially being out here, like everything in LA is vegan. It's like,
Yeah,
it's kind of overwhelming. I went to Crossroads last night,
we have lots of options.
and yeah, it's I'm not used to it. I'm used to going to like a place and maybe there's like 2 things, but like I'm like, I can eat all this.
Crossroads is amazing
It's crazy.
for anyone that's vegan that's ever
Yeah.
been to LA or coming to LA. That's like a standout for me. Like I'll eat there. I'm not vegan, but it's still like
Yeah.
really delicious.
Yeah, it's like a spot. Like I remember I took my dad there once, and he was like mind blown. He's like, if they had this everywhere, like everybody would be vegan. You know what I mean?
Is there like a spiritual aspect to vegan?
Yeah,
Because I
well,
know like Hinduism is vegan, right?
Yeah, and a lot of Buddhists as well.
And Buddhists as well, right?
Personally, spiritually, like like I think I like to like put my head on the pillow at night knowing that I didn't contribute to any suffering to any of my planetary companions. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like any being that's sentient, any being that feels pain, I don't want to contribute to that pain if I don't have to. Of course, the old adage of like, what if you're stranded on a fucking island? Yeah, I'd eat a person at that point. You know what I mean? But
To survive.
totally, yeah. But because I have like there's an unlimited amount of options, it's just like I choose the one that's not, an animal.
I like that.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. I have a lot of friends that are vegan, a lot of friends that aren't. Like, obviously like people who are interested in it, like I'll talk their ear off about it. You know what I mean? And then people who are not, I'll be like, yeah, do you,
I don't know if I could ever be vegan. I don't have any interest in it, but I'm always interested in like people that have chosen like a path.
Yeah.
And like understanding like what they get out of it. Because I like the idea of a lifestyle or like a path for someone getting a higher version of themselves or like enlightenment of some kind.
Yeah.
And also like likely some kind of healing out of it.
Yeah.
Totally. I think everyone has their own versions of spirituality.
Yeah.
And I think we only think in terms of like a certain kind of religion versus like a way of living.
Yeah.
That keeps you conscious. Like for whatever reason, you're super conscious of suffering.
Right.
And maybe it's like something you went through, or maybe something in your being like is carrying something that like you're conscious of. Every single day I live this way and I feel closer to good.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think like that's actually like how we're supposed to live.
Yeah.
Is like acclimating towards good.
Totally. Yeah.
So I think it's cool.
Yeah. And I don't want to like, I think it's maybe it's a little pretentious to be like, when when it's my time to go, like, I just want to know I made the world a better place. I don't think that I would ever want to say that. I just want to say that like my existence didn't make the world any worse than it already is. You know what I mean?
Why wouldn't you say you want to make the world a better place?
I do want to. I just don't know if I harbor that type of power as a singular human being against like the forces that be. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I think like I would be happy as like if my legacy is that like, I didn't make anything worse than it already is. You know what I mean? But it is, I don't want to say that it's not inspiring. It's not cool to be like, I want to make the world a better place. I think everyone should want to make the world a better place. Maybe there's just a little side of pessimism there for me. You know what I mean? Just because of all the structures in place that kind of are fucking the world up right now. You know?
I guess I feel the same way.
Yeah.
I was thinking about that. I was like, do I want to make the world a better place? Yes.
Yeah.
I do. But maybe I think like we're just making people feel better.
Yeah, I think through music too, even just like that's enough. Like I know people like especially me, like growing up listening to Good Charlotte, like you guys had a massive impact on my life and the trajectory of my life.
Really?
Of course. Yeah.
That's
like,
amazing.
Like when
That's
I was
cool.
a kid, I had poster boards. Like I'm sure you hear it from younger artists all the time, but I made a whole poster board when I was homesick from school one day. And it was like Tony Hawk, Bam Margera. It was you and Benji when Benji had the Liberty Spikes, of course. And it was just like one whole side was Good Charlotte, one whole side was Tony Hawk, and then the middle was just like motocross stuff, like Metal Militia stuff.
Yeah.
And then I'd had like a bunch of and I heard like the anthem, and I heard you guys had a profound, whereas like if I didn't find Good Charlotte, I don't know if I would be doing what I'm doing today. You know what I mean? So I know that you guys had a profound impact on my life, and now I have a platform where I can do that the same to other younger kids. You know what I mean? So it's like, I think that's a really special and cool thing to be able to do. You know what I mean? And
it's really nice to hear. And it's a really nice idea. I think it's like making things that you love and sharing them with people, and they get inspired to make something they love and share with people.
Yeah.
And I think it's like this like actual like pure thing.
Yeah. Just spreading like inspiring other people to inspire others, and just creating that chain reaction.
Yeah, and
hopefully in a positive way, not like a Charles Manson way.
Yeah, like what I came to realize around 40 years old, the whole time I was searching for me.
Yeah.
And I thought I was searching for a bunch of other things. I thought I was searching for success. I thought I was searching for money. I thought I was searching for like whatever fame is, or whatever it means for people to acknowledge, like for people to like you, or whatever you thought it was. The whole journey to this point, I realized I came to the place where I was like, oh, I've actually just been searching to be me and like myself.
Yeah.
And then if you get to the place where you like yourself, you don't need much.
Yeah.
And then when you're there, you kind of start going like, okay, well, if I don't need anything, what do I like? What do I want? And it's a different want than if you think you need to get this to get that.
Yeah. There's that problem of like perpetually becoming and never being.
Yeah.
Right. So, and I'm kind of in the throes of that right now, where it's like my whole career, especially early on when I was really struggling with mental health, I had such a immense connection to the present moment. And I was like, the present moment's all that mattered. Now that I'm more sort of like career driven, you know what I mean? I'm only thinking in the future. And I wonder, you know what I mean? It's like kind of like that thing. And I think you have a better perspective than I do for sure, because your career has been so long and storied, where you can look back at those times where you've been working towards something, and then you're like, well, I want to work towards this. And then I imagine that you get to a point where you're like, that line of thinking is never going to end. There's always something else to work towards. There's always another mountain to climb, till eventually you just stop and look around and be like, okay, like maybe I'm searching for, you see what I'm trying to say?
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of like where I feel like I'm headed, you know?
When did you start struggling with mental health, would you say?
Oh, dude. I got diagnosed with a panic disorder when I was in like second grade.
Okay. So you were young.
I was very young. Yeah. I wasn't in classes with other kids and stuff. I had to have like a teacher's aide and stuff. And it was difficult as a young kid being diagnosed with like a mental illness, because, you know, especially in like the 90s too. I mean,
it wasn't that well known.
No. And then especially with your own physiology as a kid, as like a fucking 8-year-old, you're like, you can't voice how you're feeling. I'm not like, hey, I have this trauma from this or that, like, and this is why I feel this way. It's just like, hey, mom, hey, dad, like, I feel like I'm about to like cease to exist right now. You know what I mean? So it started really, really early for me, for sure. Yeah.
And then was it like progressive?
Yeah, it was like, you know, peaks and valleys, but it definitely started getting worse and worse, because it was kind of like, you know, you kind of go through the stages of grief, you know, when you get a diagnosis of like, you know, you have like a depressive disorder, you have a panic disorder, you're just kind of like try to ignore it for a while.
Yeah, like what
you know?
now?
And then you're sort of like angry at yourself, like you had any say, like I just inherited it, you know what I mean? Like it's not my fault. And for a lot of years I was like, it's my fault that I feel
Is it
this way.
hereditary? Is it like familial, like passes down?
Yeah. There's definitely a lot of like you know, people say like generational trauma and stuff, like things in your biology get passed down as well. Like I recently found out that like my great grandfather like committed suicide, and I obviously didn't know him, and but it's just so funny. Like that wasn't funny, but it was like interesting back in the day how like they didn't know anything about suicide or whatever, and they were just like, we saw the doctor's notes and they were like, he went to bed in good spirits and for some reason decided to take his own life, and they're like, oh, it's very interesting.
Yeah.
It's like, bro,
but it's
crazy.
dark.
It's dark, and I do think that, yeah, like these things get passed down through generations. And so so what I was saying is I blamed myself for a lot of it for a long time, and it took me a while to just be like, hey man, like everyone's born with something. No one's born just 100% great, everything's working, everything physically, mentally is working. This is just what I have, and like these are the cards that I've been dealt, and like how am I going to deal with this and live my life in a fulfilling way? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's an optimistic way to look at it.
Yeah. And you know, it took a long way. It took a long time to get there. You know, like I refused to do anything about it. I refused to. I only got on medication in 2018.
Oh wow!
Because I was like, I don't need that. I don't want that. You know.
What about therapy?
Yeah, and it was the same. I was the same thing. You know, I kind of would do therapy. I had a really bad experience when I was a young child in therapy. I was a little kid in elementary school having panic attacks, and I went to therapy in the 90s. And you know, like I don't know, like I think you're familiar with therapy.
Yeah, I go to therapy every week.
I watch the pod. So yeah, man, it's
this
like
is therapy too for me.
Yeah. You know, so it's like finding a partner or something, finding the right therapist.
Right fit is everything, and
it takes forever.
Takes years.
Takes forever.
Took me years.
Yeah. So now I finally found someone. It's you good. Know, and. But yeah, just to like surrender, I guess. A lot of people, if they're listening, they're struggling, like just like get to a point where you can't do this all yourself. And that was like a toxic mindset I had, you know?
I relate to that. Yeah, if anybody's thinking about therapy, the sooner you start trying, the sooner you'll get to some version of it you like. And when you get to a version of it where you feel better after the hour, that's the version you want to come back for, where you go, you know what? I feel relieved.
Yeah.
And my therapist is like one part coach. We don't just talk about like childhood shit or trauma. Yeah. We talk about right now, like how I'm dealing with something or how I'm approaching it or what's my strategy.
Yeah.
Like, or, you know, we get into strategy on work stuff, family. How am I dealing with, you know, if I'm locked in heads with my wife on something, we talk about how to approach it a different way to get some progress around something. Like I don't know, it just feels like it's very progressive to move me forward in life constantly. And then sometimes we go back and we like talk about shit that really hurts that is part of like a long-term healing process. Because I think we spend the first 18 years of our life mostly, or maybe longer, like mostly kind of getting fucked up and getting all kinds of little scars. And then we either in continuing bad cycles we learned, and we have to kind of go and change each pattern to make it positive. Yeah. And everybody has different weak spots. Yeah. Some people, it might be physical health. Some people, it might be self-esteem. Some people, it might be relationships. Some people, it might be their, you know, our self-esteem around certain things. It could be really strong in one area and really weak and really low in another. And we have to look at that and go like, why is my self-esteem around relationships so low? Yeah. Well, I don't know. And then we start working on it. And then we start to see like, oh, I do that thing. And then it's weird. It's like, it's hard to track because it's so in real time, you're living your life and it's so hard to track where your weak spots like push in on your strong spots and fuck those up.
But isn't it crazy if you're in therapy or, you know, and they lock in that one moment where you completely just kind of forgot and buried and you're just like, that was like a pinnacle moment that
holy shit.
Yeah.
I totally forgot about that.
Yeah. And you're like, oh, no wonder.
Can't believe that happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's crazy how we also bury things to protect ourselves.
Yeah. We repress stuff heavy. Yeah. Like because the brain like can only handle so much.
Yeah.
And we have to show up, we have to go to work, we have to take care of our family, like everything like that. So
Yeah, you have to live.
you have to live.
And if
so
you're
it's
in
like
pain, you can't, you know.
and that was the old classic, the Irish male kind of way of dealing with it.
Yeah.
Just bury it forever and then maybe have a heart attack.
Yeah. Yeah, well, you know, just drink it away. And
Yeah.
do you drink?
No, I've never drank.
Okay.
No.
So you're like, are you like straight edge?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I've never been drunk. I don't know what that feels like. I always like have my friends describe that to me. I'm like, maybe you feel a little,
It's not great.
a little happier, a little dizzy.
Yeah, there's like, for me, it's like drinking's weird because I don't love it, but I'm fun.
Yeah. I can see it.
I like a good time.
Yeah,
like
I can see it.
there's like another gear I have.
Yeah.
That you can only reach by. That's weird. That sounds weird, but also it does kind of come from a painful place.
Yeah.
Like I find that like if I was inspired to drink, it's usually because I'm feeling some pain that I don't want to like deal with.
You need some relief, some form of relief. Yeah.
So I don't and I have a very kind of like conflicted relationship with alcohol because my dad was an alcoholic. But and I try not to say that sounding like I'm judging him because I'm not. I've come to like such a good place with like whatever he had to be when he was on this planet was what he was supposed to be. Yeah. And I was supposed to be his son. So I don't have any judgment on it, but there was real pain there. And I'm not an alcoholic.
Yeah.
But I have a very conflicted, complex relationship with alcohol because of that idea.
Yeah,
so
totally.
It's never something I've done ever once without thinking about like it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's when you know people are kind of getting a little reckless with it is when they don't, there's no thought. They're just like, yeah, like I'm going to drink.
It's
and I'm
always been a
drinking.
conversation up here.
Yeah, totally.
They're like, even if someone's just like, hey, do you want to drink? And I'm like, yeah. There was a whole hour-long conversation that happened in 1 second.
Yeah.
I'm like,
yeah.
But it's just this weird thing.
Yeah, no, I feel that. I think, well, I never started drinking.
That's interesting because usually people who are struggling with like depression or, you know, anxiety, like alcohol is a big one.
Yeah, and that's kind of one of the main reasons why I didn't start, because I was like, what are the pros for someone like me who is really struggling growing up? The pros is, you know, I get a brief sort of relief from how I'm feeling, and the cons are potentially a life of just destruction via alcohol, you know, or substances. So I kind of weighed the pros and cons, and like when I was younger and I saw like all my friends started drinking in high school, and then, you know, I had extended family too, like that really were, you know, heavily into alcohol and alcoholics and stuff. And I just was like, you know, the cons far outweighed the pros for my specific circumstances. And then I was like, well, complete abstinence is the way to go for me. You know what I mean? But like, damn, dude, I have like, when I'm not like a crazy social guy. Like I love having conversations and stuff, but if I'm in a room with more than like 5 people, like 10 people or whatever, like I will shut down, and I imagine what a social lubricant alcohol could be.
That's
you know
what
I mean? I know. So like if I'm ever at like someone's birthday party or something, I'm just in the corner like, dude, they think I'm a doofus right now. Like they're looking at my pants.
No, they don't though.
They don't. I know,
don't.
but that's like, yeah, that's like my programming, dude, for sure. So it would be cool, but like, yeah. And now, like, I'm 32 now. It's like, what am I going to start drinking when I'm 32?
Yeah, I guess you're right. You're young though. 32 is young.
Yeah.
You're super young.
I'm not like one of those guys who like turns 30 and is like, oh, I'm old. You know what I mean? Like, I understand.
You got 30s is a great age because you got all this experience.
Yeah.
And you still have all this youth.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Yeah. I think it's just like right now for me, it's just like continuing with Nothing Nowhere and like trying to build on whatever I did last year.
How do you feel about Nothing Nowhere today?
Yeah, I mean, I feel good about it. It's just, it's in such an interesting place right now because obviously Nothing Nowhere was a product of the original emo rap boom.
Yeah.
Which does not exist anymore.
Huh.
Like it's not a thing anymore. Sure, there are like very far fringes of it, you know what I mean, of what it is, but unfortunately, like well, first of all, we lost a lot of people
Yeah.
from addiction. You know what I mean? And that was a whole era in itself.
I always looked at you as a singer who raps sometimes.
That's what yeah. And I think that's probably why I was never in that scene. I was sort of adjacent to it. You know what I mean? So yeah, man, I feel stoked about it. Like, it's real interesting. Like, I was on a label for 8 years, you know what I mean? And shout out to Fuel by Ramen. I love all those guys. But right now I'm just so happy to be independent because I'm like a kid in a candy store right now. Like, I released 4 full-length records last year.
Yeah.
And that was like, yeah, I was like, why not? You know what I mean? You can just drop whatever you want, whenever you want.
And you get good at it.
Exactly. You get the reps in. You know what I mean? Like, I produce, I mix, I master, I record, I play every single instrument all in my barn in Vermont. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, think about like from when you started, all the questions you had, waiting to put that record out, and it was like, well, the label says we can do it on this date, and you're like, oh, thank you, thank God for giving me a release date. Oh, I feel so lucky. And then you realize now you're sitting there and you're like, I'm gonna make a record and drop it whenever I want.
Yeah.
And I mixed it and I mastered it.
Yeah.
And I know, like, on the other side of independence, the scary, I don't even know what's scary about it. You would probably say the same thing to me now, but we worked so hard to get that record deal. We were like, oh, thank you for the record deal. And then you realize, like, I always had the power to do this.
Yeah.
It's like someone told me I didn't, or they made me feel like I didn't know what I was talking about.
They convinced you that you didn't.
And now, on the other side of dropping 4 records in 1 year, you could go run a label.
Yeah.
Because you know how the shit works.
Yeah.
So which one would you trade? Well, I bet you wouldn't trade the year of dropping 4 records.
No.
You'd be like, no, that one's mine. I'm never trading that. I don't even care who fucking listened to the records.
Yeah.
No one can have that.
Yeah.
You'd probably trade the record deal.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
That's what I love is when they have the Matrix moment.
Totally.
We're like, oh shit.
Yeah. It's like, it's just interesting. Like, you feel like you need to sign a deal
to be validated.
Yeah, to
Me
be
too.
like, oh, I did the thing.
And we're all there. We've all been there.
Yeah.
And it's not like you're never going to work with the label again. It's going to be on your terms because you're the label.
Exactly.
And so it just becomes a different conversation with the guy who has answers.
Yeah. And there's always this thing like, you know, I'd finish a record, I'd work on a record, and then the record would come out like a year and a half, 2 years after it's like done. And then you're like, I don't even like that anymore. I'm not even on that anymore. You know what I mean? So the refreshing thing for me is like, whatever people are hearing, it's like what I'm on right now. You know what I mean? It's a true representation of where we are in time. You know what I mean? And it's been a blast, man. It's cool. Like, I kind of just like we were talking about at the beginning of this, like the fear of being perceived, like I kind of dropped my guard and like, I'm just like, this is what I'm doing. Like, take it or leave it. I'm like on Instagram doing like emo covers of All Star by Smash Mouth.
I was going to say one of my favorite things you've done is Will It Emo.
Yeah. Thanks, man.
That's what it's called, right?
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Dude, thank you.
I love it.
Yeah. Thanks, man. It's just
I'm
like,
jealous.
Yo, we should get you guys
when I
on
see
for
you
one.
do that, I'm always like, oh, you did that song. It's really good.
Yeah, man. It's like, and I would have never, if I were to time travel and see me 10 years ago when I started Nothing Nowhere, the faceless guy, I would never, ever, I would have been like, hell no, I'm not doing that. But now it's like, you know, unfortunately, like, I'm really honest about the process and stuff. Like, Nothing Nowhere is my passion and art is my passion, but it's also my career. It's my job. It's my soul. It's my sole reason it's going to buy my chickens food. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm not going to be the guy that's like, fuck TikTok, fuck social media. Like,
me either.
Like, it's like, dude, like, either my chickens are eating or they're not. And I want to do it but you can do it in an authentic way to yourself. Like, have fun with it. And Will It Emo, for me, I was like, I've gained more followers in the past month than I have the past 7 years. Cause I finally was like, I let go and I was like, I'm just going to have fun.
It's great.
And that's it, you know? And it's been fun. It's been fun.
Dude, it's awesome. This is my Will It Emo.
Yeah, dude. And it rocks.
Like,
dude.
finding a way to do something that you love with people you like, to participate in a landscape of opportunity and variety, right? There's just like, it's a rabbit hole after rabbit hole on every platform we've watched over the years, where like you go, I wonder how I could participate in a way that I feel is like I want to, right?
Yeah.
It's like who you are. And then you find something that you enjoy doing, and you can do it. That's sustainable, to do something you love.
Yeah.
And you get to participate a little bit, that like,
Yeah.
I don't know if I'll ever have a reality show, but I like to make stuff. I do a tattoo show. I love that show.
I love that show.
It's so fun.
Dude, I love Ink Masters.
Ink Masters is so fun.
It's so fun to watch. I can't imagine what it's like to make it.
That's the thing, is like, that's why it's fun to watch. There's a real spirit on set. They're really in a competition. They're really there for the whole time. It's really hard for them. And it's like, we love tattoos, and we all get along.
Yeah.
And some of it is intense, and some of it's fun, and sometimes we're joking, and sometimes we're not. But like, it's just fun.
Yeah. Dude, my palms are sweating just thinking about that show. Like when canvases tap out or something, or they're just like,
oh yeah, dude,
I want this insane, unrealistic thing like
on my ribs,
like, and it's gonna take 17 hours.
Did you see the butt tattoo?
Nah.
On this last season?
No.
This girl got a terrible like idea on her butt. The artist was actually really good.
Yeah.
And she did a good job, but it was the wrong tattoo at the wrong time.
Yeah.
On the wrong butt.
No, wrong butt.
I think so. I mean, I'm not criticizing someone's ass.
Yeah.
But like, it was just
wrong
like
everything.
A perfect storm of like, in a world of great tattoos, it didn't make the cut. If you saw it, you'd still say that's a good tattoo.
Right.
So it wasn't a bad tattoo.
But in the upper echelon of
all the other tattoos, like she got a bad hand. She got given a bad hand.
That must be so fun doing that. Like,
it's really fun.
Yeah.
You have a lot of tattoos.
Yeah, dude. I love tattoos. Obviously, that's why I watch the show too.
Yeah,
but like,
fun.
It'd be fun to just sit there and be like, man, that tattoo's jacked up, brother.
Yeah.
That tattoo's jacked up. No, I feel like I'd be the judge who'd be like, you know what? Did you have fun? As long as you had fun. That's why I couldn't be.
But there's a lot of that. And when you hear the comments, you only hear like one line.
Yeah.
We'll do 45 minutes on one tattoo, and we're all pointing out things that like are wrong with it.
Mm-hmm.
And we're like saying a lot of good stuff too. And they only have so much time with each tattoo that's like bang, 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 bang. So you miss a lot of the like love.
They got to bring the drama though.
Yeah, they have some drama.
Yeah, and then they walk back to everyone else.
And there's like real tears and real. Yeah, like it's hard.
Yeah, I could never be a tattoo artist. I'd be too afraid.
I would love to learn how to tattoo.
It'd be sick.
So how long have you been independent?
I've been independent. Well, I guess last year was my first year being independent. Yeah.
What would you say the biggest win has been over the last 2 years?
For me, it's just like the biggest win for me was just like letting go and just like not being afraid to like be perceived as like, if whatever I think is cringe or whatever. Like I've finally hit the algorithms on the social media and stuff. And I never did that with a label.
Right.
I never, ever had viral videos when I was on. Now that I'm doing it myself in my barn, filming it, editing it, one man show, everything's going viral. And I think this is the biggest win in general, is like having a community of fans that we call the cult of the Reaper, like all of them like supporting me no matter what I do. I released 4 records last year. Every single record is a different genre. One's an emo country album. Another one's just straight up like emo, post-hardcore. One of them's like indie. And it doesn't matter what I do. Like I know I have a community that I've created that is there to stick with me. You know what I mean? And I think that's something that a label could never manufacture, especially nowadays. Like artists have to put in the work themselves. They have to connect directly. Like I'm on Twitch all week trying to connect with them. You know what I mean? I'm doing
So
the
you
work.
do Twitch?
Yeah.
What's the Twitch channel?
It's just Nothing X Nowhere. And like so I'll stream me making music and do production breakdowns. And like when I do the Will It Emos every week, I stream me like filming or like recording the whole process. And it's been fun, dude. And it's like, it's weird that to me that more bands don't do that, you know?
Well, I don't think they know how, dude. I think we have this idea of how things work, and it's not true.
Yeah.
They think like, oh, you need a label, then you need to make a record, and then somebody puts together a release plan, and then
Yeah.
this and that. And I think, at the core, that is functionally one thing that does happen.
Yeah.
But the day-to-day of running your own shop, if you look at it that way, well, then what do I do in my shop?
Yeah.
I make records. That's the big thing. Those take a while. Then I got to put it out. So how do I do that? Well, I got to figure that out. And then I got to do a tour. Okay, over the timeline, these are the big ticket items: record, tour, promotion of both. But what do I do in my shop every day?
Yeah.
That's what I notice you do.
Yeah.
So which is maybe there's something about moving to Vermont. Maybe there's something about creating your own world. It's kind of like you said, you came in here and you say, I like this place. Every time I come here, this is our shop.
Yeah.
So we're like tinkering.
Yeah.
And then some stuff we're like, not ready yet. Oh, this is cool. We should keep working on this.
Yeah.
And we just we develop our own way.
Yeah.
And our own things, and then they become things.
Yeah.
Like this show was an idea for years, and then we try to figure it out, and then we're like, how? And then over time, we keep trying, and then, we have our idea now. This is how we'll do it, and we'll do this, and then, okay, now we need to see who wants to do it, and then we reach out to our little circle. Idris will do it, or this Chase the Atlantic Boys will do it. Like people will come, and then it just starts to become something. But it's this like you said, your community is like your fans, but they're also like your peers. So it's not just fans. It's like other artists, people who draw, people who do this, and everyone's just talking all the time, reaching out to you. And it's like this whole ecosystem that just starts to kind of grow. None of it's perfect. It's like always kind of like wonky and wild and chaotic.
Yeah.
But at the core is your shop.
Yeah.
And you're just like hammering away,
making
a video, doing this
every day.
And then you did something like that someone liked. And then you're like, I'll do that again. And then before you know it, you're like cooking stuff. Yeah.
It's crazy. And just being relentless. Being like I know I have so many friends that are like, man, I just can't get this social media thing figured out. Or I'm like, how many videos did you post? They're like, I posted one last month. I was like, you posted one last month? You should be posting try like 5 a day.
Within 2 weeks, if they posted every day, they'd know way more.
Yeah.
About who they are.
And you could be like a cool guy and just be like, I don't want to do this. And it's like, but that's fine.
It definitely works for some people.
Yeah. I mean, you can do push marketing or pull marketing, but it's like, if you want more people to hear your stuff in 2025, you got to put yourself out there. That's the reality of it.
100%. I figured out with Instagram, I post these videos.
Yeah.
And like occasionally something for some band, an MDDN band or a friend or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's all music, mostly music. And like, that's just who I am on Instagram. And it like makes sense to me. And it's so therefore it's easy for me to sustain.
Yeah.
It's not work for me. I mean, it's work, but it's not like painful for me to put it out. Like I don't think once you find your thing, you're like putting it out and you're fine.
You're in the flow state.
You're proud of it. You're just like, cool.
I think, like you were saying earlier too, like I think the main thing is like for people who are like artists and stuff is no one's going to do it for you. No one's going to magically pull up and be like,
wand.
I got you this opportunity and we're going to sit you down and you're going to do this. It's like, it has to all come from you.
Like bippity boppity boo.
Yeah. It's not going to happen, dude.
Boop.
It's like, it's like people have like what are people's attention spans now? You know what I mean? Like you have to convince people to care about what you're doing.
Also, don't worry about cringe. Dude, people are literally taking a shit watching that.
Yeah, dude.
Don't worry.
Dude, like
they don't care.
Dude. It's like, bro,
they don't care.
It's like, bro, you make emo music. You're cringe already.
Yeah, like everybody is, by the way.
Yeah, you're cringe. Like, who cares? You know what I mean? Like, you got to zoom out and realize that you have a finite amount of time on this planet. And are you really worried about just some random guy taking a shit on Instagram Reels saying that you suck?
Yeah, like I think about this. I'm like, am I lame? Or are you lame for watching this?
I don't think I am. Yeah. It's whatever, man. It's the peanut gallery, dude. It's like we're the ones creating stuff. And if you create stuff, you inherently invite just the fucking everyone, like from all parts of the world.
Yeah.
And, you know what I mean? Like,
and it's weird out there.
And then it just becomes funny once you're just like, dude, this is like someone will send like a crazy comment and you're just like, showing your homies like, this is so funny. Like,
Yeah,
this guy says that I should die because I made an emo cover. I'm like, this is hilarious. Whereas like if you're like new to it, you're like, oh my God, you know?
Should I die?
Yeah.
Or should you? I just always think that anytime anyone says anything, I always kind of just like, I've gotten to this place where I don't take it personally. I just kind of like, I feel like people project.
Yeah.
And so I feel like they're talking about themselves when they come at me. And so then I feel like it's all I see. I can't help myself when someone comes at me and they're like with everything. And every now and then someone will really come at you and you're like, whoa.
Yeah, you had a bad day.
Calm down. I don't know who you are, but I can't help but hear them like just talking to themselves in the mirror or something.
Yeah, I love when people talk to themselves in my DMs. It's awesome.
You know what I mean?
'Cause I'm like, what is it? What are they saying to themselves now?
Yeah, what are you saying? What about the new record?
Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing right now. What I'm doing right now is basically like I'm taking, because I just came off the back of like 4 albums, right?
A lot of productivity last year.
Yeah, like I released like 60 songs last year.
Prolific.
Yeah, it was a lot. So I think this year, like I'm gonna drop a single soon, and
do you have it already?
No.
Okay.
So I'm out here.
That's cool. Are you working on it?
Yeah, I'm out here like working on a single just because I spent all last year in my barn by myself, and I was like, you know what, a little collaboration would do me good.
I need to go back out into the world and be around people.
It's a different vibe, you know. I think I tapped into everything I could for that past year in Vermont, you know. So I'm out here doing that, and then I'm starting tour at the end of April. I think the first show is like April 29th in Toronto, and then the tour ends in Boston like May 31st. So
and how do you like? What's the set list like on the tour? Is it like all the things that you've seen that people like? Is it some covers? Is it like everything mished together?
Yeah, it's a nightmare, honestly. Because as we're taping this right now, like right before I came here, I was just like in my like hotel bed, just like still trying to figure out the set list. Because I released 60 songs last year. And this tour is also called A Decade of Darkness, The Return of the Reaper. So it's 10 years of nothing, nowhere.
Wow.
So I also have to play.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I also have to play, you know, the classics as well. And it's like you can only play so many songs a night. So it's just like some people will be stoked. Maybe some people will be a little bummed. But I work on making the best set list of the songs that I know will sound the best in a venue.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Some songs are just vibers and they like maybe wouldn't translate, you know?
Yeah.
I just try and like crank the speakers and just picture myself in a venue.
We're the same. I mean, we're trying to figure out what our set, like, we want to play all the hits.
Every one of your songs is a hit, though. That's kind of the issue with Good Charlotte.
That's very nice of you to say.
Because when
it's not true.
No, but when you took us on tour, I don't know, maybe it was like 2018 or something. But we were in Europe and UK with you guys. Yeah,
it was cold too.
Yeah, it was freezing.
Yeah,
and you know, I'd watch your set, and then you know you'd play like Lifestyles, and you play the anthem, and you keep going, and you go, and you're like, oh my God, this one too. This one too, you know what I mean?
You're being nice.
No, I'm serious, bro. Like it helps, you know what I mean? But like, you know, I don't know.
But
like,
we want to do maybe like some covers. We want to throw some stuff in. We love playing all of our songs. I don't mind any one of our songs. I'll play anything.
Yeah,
I really do. Like, but we're also like, what should we throw in there? Like, like some deep cuts. I don't know, like.
Yeah, because like your hardcore fans will be like, I want to hear the stuff you did to like an 8-track in your parents' basement, the forgotten demos, and then you play it live and like everyone just staring at you. Like, what is this?
Gravity Girl.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Gravity Girl.
Yeah. It's hard, dude. Making a set list is, I think what matters most is just bringing the energy in.
And you going out there and like actually just loving your set.
Yeah.
You're going to put on the best show.
Yeah.
What are you the most excited about when you think about the last 10 years? I guess you could say, like, I guess 2 questions. When I think about 10 years as an accomplishment, and I have to say, personally, when I sit with you from where you started to now, I think you have really developed into a great version of what someone can do here in this kind of world and business and music. It's very hard.
Yeah, it's really
to
hard
survive.
Yeah.
It's very hard to make your way. How many people were around that aren't anymore for lots of different reasons, some horrible reasons. Some people just said, fuck this. I need peace.
Yeah.
I'm going to go. All of that to say, like, when I sit with you, it gives me like relief
Yeah.
to see
Sick.
someone that's traversed 10 years,
Yeah.
is still working for their dreams and their goals. And I know the mountain you want to climb and the mountain you're climbing. I know what that entails. And so you have my respect and everybody's respect. But to see you now, I'm like relieved and happy. And I go, oh, like another one made it
Yeah.
to the part of the journey that actually where you're going to do your best work.
Yeah.
So you have that
so.
10 years, you could say, what are you proud of? And then the next kind of chapter of your career, like, what are you like excited about, the most inspired to do, the most excited to see what comes?
Yeah, dude. I think like it's everything is perspective, and like I'm by no means a household name whatsoever. You know what I mean? I'm just like a mid-tier artist, and I've been grinding for 10 years, and I continue to grind. And I think that it's a miracle. It's not a miracle because I worked really hard. I will say it's not a miracle. It's just I worked really hard, and to be at a place where I can pay my bills with music is like a blessing. You know what I mean? And that is what I set out to do. And if I could do this as long as I can, if I can play my guitar and sing my songs and feed my chickens via that, you know what I mean? That is something really special and important to me. I'm not here to like try and be like the next Justin Bieber or anything, you know what I mean? I just want to make art that's real and true to me and continue to have a career and not have to, you know, get my real estate license 10 years from now or something,
Yeah.
you know, like no shade to anyone who's had to do that. You know what I mean? Like,
No, that's not what you want to do.
it's not what I want to do.
Right.
You know, it's like, this is the only thing I can do. And I can't imagine trying to make a living any other way.
I know what you're trying to say when you say get your real estate license. It's working for anything else or anyone else because you have to,
Yeah.
versus working for yourself and doing what you want, which is freedom.
Freedom. Yeah.
It's amazing when people can work for someone else doing something they love and they get to be a part of a job or a company that they love being a part of.
Yeah.
Artists tend to be loners and solo dolo people. They just want to like build out their own little Disneylands. And that's what you're doing. You're building out your world. And I think also by the time you're my age, which is another 14 years, just think about that. Like you have all this time to build your legacy and you're going to discover your capabilities. Think about your capabilities from 10 years ago to now. If someone came to you and said, hey, I want to make a record and I want to put it out and I'm thinking about doing this. Can you tell me how? You could.
Yeah.
You could.
Yeah, I could. Yeah.
Yeah, because you know how to fish.
Yeah.
And you know how to hunt and you know how to plant things and grow them.
Yeah.
That's how I see the landscape. Right. I always think of it in terms of like this organic way of life.
Right.
We know how to grow things. We know how to build things.
It's all just an evolved version of that.
I can go and chop a tree down and make boards and build something.
Yeah, we're just living in Minecraft.
Right.
Yeah.
That's how I see it.
And I'm Steve.
But when I started, I didn't know how any of it worked.
Yeah.
And it was overwhelming to think about. Yeah. I'm not overwhelmed by anything now.
Yeah.
When it comes to like music and putting records out and
you get in the studio and you're like, yeah, this is what I do.
Or
you know what I mean?
Getting a tour, planning a tour.
That's what I do.
Building a touring career.
Yeah.
The generosity or the right thing. This is my form of veganism.
Yeah.
Is tell people how to do it as soon as you can.
As soon as you can.
And not be a gatekeeper.
Yeah.
And withhold information so they have to give you a piece.
Yes.
Right? Doesn't mean we all can't work together. We all can't have commerce together. Yeah. But don't take advantage of each other.
Yeah.
Share. Like everyone will eat if everyone is cooking and planting and growing and doesn't like this is a business. We have all these different commercial aspects of our lives.
Yeah.
So we're going to make records and tour and sell products and do things, but people are going to buy them if they don't want them.
Yeah.
So I'm not tricking anyone. You can't trick people. You have to make things that you love and then share them and the world will consume them as your people start to find their way. If you have a great shop and you're making this great stuff It's like a restaurant. If you have like a taco stand and your tacos are just so delicious and they're made with love, people come back and they come back because you make those things with love, and you got to grow that slowly so the recipe doesn't get fucked up.
Yeah, exactly.
That's kind of what a career is. It's like just figure out your recipe and then
hone in on that.
Because the thing that makes you the happiest is sharing it.
Yeah, absolutely. I love like looking at people's reaction when you show them a demo for the first time.
But in order to keep the shop open, there's got to be some commerce. Can't just give the tacos away. No. So you have to figure that part out. Yeah. And then you got to figure, and there's this really organic nature of like what we do that's just like a great experience or shop or anything else people can experience, that like artists have to get comfortable with what that even means. Because we feel bad charging people to sing for them. Yeah. It's just in our nature. Like we just don't feel comfortable. We have to get comfortable with the idea that like we need to survive. And then we need to like learn how that works and find the balances of it. And I think it takes the first 10 years of your career just to wrap your head around all of it.
Yeah, I feel like I'm just starting. Yeah. Like as I'm at 10 years now, I'm like, damn, I actually feel like I'm just starting. It's so bizarre. You know what I mean? And to know that I've grinded it out, like to hear like I've never had a hit. You know what I mean? I think that's just a testament to like having a core cult fan base. Like I've never had a hit. I've never charted. I've never, X, Y, and Z. Like,
but you can sell out a show.
Yeah, exactly.
Very hard to do.
Exactly. And it's just like, I just want to like, I want, younger artists to know that too. It's like, you don't need to have a smash hit. You don't have to like, just find a core group of people who believe in what you do, keep growing that family, and there's your music career. You know what I mean?
And take care of each other. Like that's the thing, is like your fans will take care of you if you take care of them.
Totally.
And it's this relationship that is like very real. It's hard to explain. It's like you can disagree too. Like they don't have to love every record, but you can really like build a group that depends on each other for different things. But when I was thinking about talking to you, I really wanted to like share what I thought about where I think you are now, how cool I think it is, and like how nice it is to see the arc. Because you're just entering your prime. Yeah. Like you're gonna make your best music these next 10 years. You're going to, I promise you. Like you're entering like your zone. And it's been these last 10 years that I'm sure at times felt confusing. They felt like a struggle.
Yeah.
But it's all because of that you're entering this zone you're in now. And I think that it's really inspiring and important for people to see like, no. There's no one way to have a career.
There's not. And that's
everyone's different.
That's such an important point. Yeah. Like, and people get, especially now, because all the statistics are right there in front of your face. How many monthly listeners do you have? How many like, you know what I mean? How many followers do you have? And it's all right there. And like, and that could really hinder your belief, your self-belief. You know what I mean? As someone who's been self-conscious about like everything I ever do, like over the years, I've gotten to points where it's like, oh man, like right now, like I have 1 million monthly listeners. Like to me, like that's so cool. But then like I'll have moments where I'll be
that's
like,
big.
Well, this guy has 5 million. You know what I mean? But then I have homies back home that are in like local punk bands who get like 500 monthly listeners, and they're like stoked on that. And I'm like, everything's perspective, and numbers really don't mean anything so long as you build that core fan base, so long as you're doing right by other people. You know what I mean?
Numbers are just like markers.
I know.
You see where you're at.
Yeah.
And see what affects what. But I follow you, so I know all the stuff you do.
Yeah.
I've just enjoyed it more.
Hell yeah.
Like the emo stuff has been really refreshing.
Hell yeah.
Just in general in the landscape. It's like nice to see that. It's feel good. It makes me feel good. It like I really enjoy it. I'm always excited to see like what you'll do next.
What's the next one?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a fluke, dude. That was like,
that's funny.
I had no idea it was gonna happen.
How many have you done now?
Like 6.
Yeah.
Been doing it for 6 weeks
What's
now.
the biggest one?
It's the biggest. All Star by Smash Mouth is like a big one. Then Happy by Pharrell's another big one. Both of them have like 2-point-something million views.
And are they on Spotify as well?
They All Star is now. I just keep making the full versions as they go. I think Hot to Go we're adding on Friday, but I have a playlist on Spotify, and they're just all keep adding it to it. Yeah. But
what's the main page people can watch those at?
It's just Nothing Nowhere on everything.
On Instagram,
Instagram and TikTok.
Okay.
Yeah. Spotify, just Nothing Nowhere.
Yeah. Great.
Yeah. It's been a trip. It's been a wild couple months. So
Good shit, man.
yeah.
Thanks
dude.
for coming.
Dude, thanks for having me.
Is there anything else you want to talk about?
No, dude. Pull up to the tour. Yeah, we're going on tour April, and should be fun.
US?
US. We're hitting Toronto.
Oh, great.
That's about it. But yeah, that'll be fun.
Awesome, bro.
Yeah, thank you, man.
Thanks, dude.
Hell yeah.
Awesome. Thank you for listening to Artist Friendly. We really appreciate it. If you like the show, you can also follow us on Spotify. You can follow us on Instagram at artist.friendly. And you can watch us on YouTube and Veeps. Leave comments. I always read them. See you next time.